Donald Trump wants him to help advise on US finances.
Elon, because he's not very busy, has agreed to head that task force. Be interesting. If he has the time, that'd be a good one to do it.
While Brazil doesn't want him anywhere near its politics.
Ele não pode ficar ofendendo os presidentes, ofendendo os deputados, ofendendo o Senado, ofendendo a Câmara, ofendendo a Suprema Corte. Ele pensa que é o quê?
If you try and access X in Brazil, it's very frustrating. What you will see is this, which basically says, see what's happening in the world right now. But in fact, all you will see is a blank page, and at the bottom it just says, oops, something went wrong.
What went wrong for Musk is that his platform X has been banned in Brazil, leading to this. More than 40,000 supporters of former right-wing President Jair Bolsonaro came out to protest against the ban. Bolsonaro is often being called the Trump of the tropics, having modelled much of his politics on the former US president. So here in Brazil, Musk is very heavily allied to the conservatives, allied to Bolsonaro. They see him as somewhat of a superhero, someone who's standing up for freedom of speech against the left.
So now if you look at a list of the countries that have banned X, you will see Brazil alongside Iran, and North Korea, and Russia. You know, Brazil prides itself on being a functioning democracy, and to see it alongside those countries just, I think, scares a lot of people here. Brazil's Supreme Court banned X because Musk refused to take down several accounts accused of spreading fake news and disinformation. This is a huge issue in Brazil. If you remember last year, thousands of supporters of former President Bolsonaro stormed Congress and attacked the Capitol in protest against the election of President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva. The riot led the Supreme Court to order the blocking of profiles accused of attacking Brazil's democracy. Musk refused to take down those accounts. He refused subsequently to pay fines that accumulated after refusing those Supreme Court orders. And he also closed down X's offices in Brazil and refused to appoint a legal representative in the country. Any company that offers services in the country has to have a legal representative here. The Supreme Court had given Musk 24 hours to appoint a legal representative, and Musk didn't, and they swiftly banned X in Brazil. X is really a part of public life here. It's used by more than 21 million people in Brazil, so it really came as a shock. The Supreme Court introduced a fine for up to $9,000 more or less a day for anyone who is caught using VPN to access X. It just shows how extreme this measure is. Musk has heavily criticised Brazil's Supreme Court for this decision. He's called Alexandre de Moraes, the Supreme Court judge who made the decision, in Brazil's Darth Vader, referring to his cloak that he wears in court. He's called him a dictator. He said that he's breaking Brazil's own constitution and Brazilians' right to the freedom of speech. So it's got very personal between the two men. I've been speaking to a lot of legal experts here, basically to understand who is in the right here, who is in the wrong. And they generally agree that there have been errors on both sides. So Musk, yes, they say that he has broken some laws in Brazil. On the other hand, Brazil's Supreme Court does have a huge amount of power. Experts have criticised Alexandre de Moraes for just taking that too far, overstepping the boundaries of the court. So Brazil's Supreme Court has said that basically X needs to do three things if it's going to start operating again in Brazil. It needs to shut down those accounts. It needs to pay about $3 million worth of fines that have accumulated since then. And it also needs to appoint a legal representative in the country.
The court has since withdrawn $3.3 million from the accounts of Musk's businesses in Brazil to cover those fines. But
blocking the accounts, I think, is very hard. Musk has said that he refuses to do this, that it's a question of free speech. It's unlikely, I think, that anything is going to change anytime soon.